Students from Mrs. Haynes' IB theater class and Mr. Starr's music production class were collaborating on a series of audiobooks of holiday stories for the pre-K children at the school.
And what we decided on doing was this project, which was applying what my students were learning in music production, which is the use of the microphones, working with the computer software, and working with a real person. They haven't done that yet. They've been just doing something on their own, recording things. We've been also talking about microphones in our class, so now they're getting a real life experience working with a microphone and working with a person.
A lot of trial and error. Oftentimes there'll just be bits where it won't work because there'll be one plug that's like halfway out, or sometimes you'll need to unplug it, plug it back in sometimes, the classic sometimes. The other ones have mostly been like music related. This one isn't really as much music related. It's just kind of listening to people talk. Instead of having like drag down samples and loops and be like, okay, make an A and a B section. It's like, no, this is just people speaking.
It's exciting having to give kids the opportunity to, instead of read the books, just to listen and experience the emotion of the book, like how the words are pronounced and given.
We had kind of a brief conversation with the class and we identified like what are the differences. And one thing we kind of talked about is that in voice acting, like your voice does it all. So you have to tell the whole story with your voice, create a character with your voice. You can't speak monotone, you have to vary your tone and pacing and things like that.
It's a lot less body movement and a lot more like trying to like convey everything with your voice. I think it's kind of easier because I'm not trying to focus on everything else, I'm just kind of focusing on one thing. I think they're both very different in their own ways, and I feel like they're both good in their own ways, and neither of them have like their big downsides. I feel like they both take away different things.